We'll be talking about something about the before and before we take over. And now we have got Ashutosh Singh, son of a serviceman, Siaram Singh. He is from Ambala, and he has got a younger brother. He has scored 88.9% from in 10th, and he is still appearing in 12th examination. Gentleman he has not been part of NCC, and he enjoys what we call ultra running, 100-meter sprint, and also he has got a hobby of gardening, geopolitics, and something other systems which are available. So it's very interesting to talk about it. This is the first time he's going to appear for SSP. Right, sir? So I hand over to Colonel Kadam for onward journey. We are all muted. Right then?
Right, sir. Good evening, Ashutosh.
Very good evening, sir.
How are you?
Fine, sir.
Okay. Should we start the interview?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have been very lucky to be stationed at one place throughout, though your father is in the army, isn't it? And you have been studying throughout in Ambala Kant.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so since you have been there since your birth, isn't it? And tell me about Ambala Kant, all that you know about it, so that I'm familiar, I'll become familiar, or others will become familiar about Ambala Kant.
Sure, sir. So basically, I came in Ambala in 2015, and we bought a house here. So we are living since 2015 in Ambala. For the first time I came in Ambala, the first thing which attracted my mind was the flying fighter jets, and that for the first time I saw the fighter jets in my whole life. Geographically, sir, it is located in northern India. It is approximately 250 kilometers from both of our borders, making it an ideal place to set up an airbase. Other than that, sir, it is lying at the tri-junction of Punjab, Haryana, and Uttarakhand. Chandigarh is basically 40 kilometers far, so the economical activities are also flourishing quite well. It is well connected to almost all the cities nearby with the expressway and highways. And apart from that, sir, the industries of clothes are flourishing here quite well. One thing which is very much interesting here is that all four major religion of India, which is Hinduism, Islamism, Christianity, and Jainism, all of them are here in Ambala. I've seen the institution of all of these religion, and all of these people are living here. Other than that, sir, Ambala Kant was basically established for a military installation in 18th century after the Britishers were forced to push back from Karnal Kant, and they set up a military camp in Ambala, and they established an air base which helped them in World War II. And later on, the Indian Air Force took over that air base and converted it into full-fledged military installation. Currently, the Indian Army 2nd Corps is stationed here in Ambala, which is also a participant of 1971 war. And I'm very much happy to be here in Ambala in past 6 years, and I've seen a lot of new things in my life.
Okay, that's all.
Apart from that, sir, there are a lot of places to visit also. Like religiously, sir, there are a lot of gurudwaras. One such famous gurudwara is Panjogra Sahib, which is about 25 kilometers far from here. And Sikh pilgrims throughout the India come here to visit that place. Other than that, there is a Prachin Shiv Mandir, which is believed to be 600-year-old. It is inside a unit. So although it visit often, but it opens one so everyone can visit. Other than that, there is quite a belief that the beach is inside the air is in 1965 attack. The bomb which was dropped by them didn't hit the airstrip, and it was not damaged at all. So it was also belief came that the Pir Baba, who has saved that airstrip which is inside the airbase. So there are a lot of Pir Babas center all across Ambala, and this is quite interesting that all types of religious are here.
Okay. Finally, now you want to join the Navy. How do you explain all this?
Well, sir, I was expecting this question. Basically, sir, I have seen the life of army very closely, and in Air Force also, I have seen the life very closely. But once I was watching a video on YouTube, it was of INS Shivaji, which was deployed in Arabian Sea, and they put up a video on YouTube with saying the title that happiest fleet ever. And that video, for the first time, I got attracted to Navy. Later on, sir, I started diving deep into destroyers and other things. And once, sir, in APS Ambala Camp, Army Public School, a naval officer came here to deliver a speech, and he was explaining the career option about Indian Navy. And that day, when I saw first time someone in white uniform, that catch my mind. I've seen the army life very closely. I have seen the Air Force, but I'm curious to explore Navy, basically.
Okay, right. So just one video and one lecture has changed you from Army to Air Force to Navy.
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir.
No. Then
No.
what is it? What is it you didn't like about Army and you liked about Navy? Or what is it that Navy has got which the Army doesn't have? Other than the ocean, don't tell me. Ambala people have not seen ocean. So you have not seen an ocean, sea, anything.
Yes, sir. Sir, basically, I'm a military enthusiast, so I study about different kind of weapons and all. So first time I'd hear a word destroyer, and that particular thing also attracted my mind too much. So I've seen different kind of ship operating, and I like the way of how they operate. And other than that, sir, as I am too much into the infrastructure things. So the most of the infrastructure city which are bigger in size are mostly in south. So if I join Navy, then definitely I will have to chance to visit all those areas also.
Okay.
I've never
But
been to south.
now you are getting me into thinking you are interested in infrastructure. Then you should become an engineer. Why Army, Navy, Air Force, Defense Forces?
No, sir, I'm not interested in making infrastructure. I'm more into analyzing them and just looking at their beauty.
Okay, right. We will talk about your education background now. Tell me from standard 8th onwards, what all subjects did you like? Which all subjects you think you did extremely well? Which all subjects you care about much? Tell me about teachers whom you like, friends. What do you see in a friend to make him your close friend? What all you do together as friends? And your extracurricular activities in your school and college days. Yeah, go ahead.
Sure, sir. Sir, starting from class 8th onwards, I was very good in studies. In class 8th, I scored about 93%, and in class 9th also I scored 93.3%. And in both of these classes, I was very much attracted toward maths and science subject. Both of them were my favorite, and I was excelling in both of these subjects. The subject which I didn't like enough were the language subjects, Hindi and English. That was the reason I was not able to score much good marks in these subjects, and my percentage was going down every time. Other than that, sir, in class 10th, I scored 88.8%, and same in class 10th only. I got 100% in both maths and science. But in language subject, again, I lagged a little bit. In class 11, sir, it was the first time when I interacted in online classes during COVID situation, and my percentage was also 85% only in class 11. And currently, I am appearing in class 12th. In class 11th and 12th, I opted for science stream, physics, chemistry, and maths. And out of these three subjects, I like the chemistry the most, and then the maths. And the physical education, I've also opted. But the one subject which I didn't like much is the physics. And coming on to the teachers, which I liked the most, in class 8th standard, there was a teacher, Sumalata ma'am. She was teaching us for last 3 years, and in class 8th, she was the teacher which I liked the most. And as I was not able to score good marks in language subject, so that was quite natural that I didn't like those the teachers who were teaching me the language subject, although they were quite good in their branch and they were able to deliver the best. Moving further, sir, toward my friends, I made a lot of friends after coming to Ambala, and one of my best friend is Divakar Yadav. Although he's currently in Sainik School Kunjpura, but whenever he comes back, we get to meet together. We are together since class 6th, and he was my first friend to be. We became friends for the first time when I came to Ambala. Other than that, sir, there are a lot of friends in my school and tuition. There are about 5 to 6 prominent friends. One of them is Aryan. Others are Aryan, who is one of my best friends, and then Lavish, Amit, Ronak, and Sairaj. These are my other friends. Most of the time, sir, we get together on birthdays of each other. Other than that, sir, since last 2 years, as there is lockdown, we don't get to meet each other too much. But whenever we get chance, we get a small get together on some restaurant or somewhere. In evening, we go on cycling together. Other than that, whenever we get to tuition, also we interact with each other. Sir, can you repeat the next question?
Tell me about the extracurricular activities in your school, college days.
Sure, sir. Sir, since my early childhood, I was quite athletics in my physique. So I was much more attracted toward the sports day and all. And I participated in a few events. And one of them was 100-meter race. Although I got gold medal in that, but I got injured myself, due to which I could not participate on further activities that year. And in last 2 years, they were not able to conduct any such activities in our school. Other than that, in class 10th and 9th, I participated in science and maths quizzes, which are conducted inter-house in our school. And also, sir, the morning assembly program was conducted in our school, and each house is given the responsibility bi-weekly for 14 days. And I have also participated in that.
Yeah. You said you took part in sprints, and running is also one of the sports which you pursue. Tell me, what is the difference? What do you gain from running and what do you gain from sprint? What part or what exercise you do differently for these two games? And what is the basic aim of running / sprinting?
Sir, basically, sir, sprinting requires the explosive strength in our leg, and we get very less time to go beyond the limits as far at all possible extent how far we can run with maximum strength and speed. But when you come to running in long distances, it requires more of the stamina and concentration, because our body always keep telling us to stop, but it's up to us that we do not need to stop. That is the main difference between sprint and long running. That in sprint we just get into explosive strength, and in long runs, stamina and our mental thinking is quite much more important.
Good. And what's the difference between individual game and a team game? How do you benefit from each differently?
Sir, like I have not played a lot of team games, but whenever I go with my friends, I do play basketball and football sometimes. But the one thing which is quite different in team game is that we need to cooperate with with the friends whom we are playing. And on the other hand, sir, in running, if there is someone running with us, then we need to pull them. All are not same. All are not built with the same physique. So, like one of my friend was not able to run with me for a long distance, so I have to keep pulling them, keep motivating him, keep pushing them. So that was one thing which is different in individual and team. That in individual, all of the things are dependent on us, and in team we have to keep everyone together and move forward.
But your PIQ says you play cricket.
Yes, sir. I play cricket in nearby parks and all.
But that's a team game, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And you say you don't play team game, sometimes only play hockey and some other game, but not cricket.
No, sir. I don't play for my school team or something like that.
Okay, right. And then tell me, what do you do in your spare time? Tell me on a normal working day and on a holiday, what is your routine right from the time you get up in the morning till the time you go to sleep at night? What all you do throughout the day?
Sure, sir. Sir, on working day, I get up at 6 o'clock in winters, and in summers I get up at 5:30. After getting up, I usually freshen up, and then I do a little bit of stretching exercises, which relaxes my muscles. And then I go take the bath and straight away go to school. In school, sir, I do all the things which are ideally a student should do. And after coming back, after having my lunch, then I study for an hour and then again go to tuition. After coming back for tuition, then I go for running. And after running, then we play some sort of sports, volleyball or something with our friends, or we basically talk about what all things which we are been going through. But all of these things, although they have changed in pandemic times, but most of the things are similar. After that, when I come back, I again take bath, freshen up, and then I sit for study till 10 in the evening. And after taking the dinner, I go to bed, and before going to bed, I write a diary on what all things I have to do tomorrow, like booking the cylinder or something like that, going to bank, or any other responsibility which parents have given me. And on a holiday, bi-weekly, sir, I have to shave once and take my haircut. So it's quite different. By waking up early in Sundays, I basically first go to run after freshing up, and after coming back and doing stretching exercises, then I take bath and I have my breakfast. After which I interact with family of whatever things are going on, and we have a tea, and I sit with my brother for studies for 2 to 3 hours, and we talk about what all things we have been going through. And if he is facing any problem, I try to sort it out, or I have tried to help him out in any kind of problems which he is facing in studies. Then I also, in free time, sir, I also read about geopolitics. I watch few videos on YouTube, and if any kind of new weapons have been inducted in any military throughout the world, I study about that, how it can make difference in India. And if any kind of weapon is being inducted into our military, then I also study about it, how it can make difference in current scenario, whatever we are facing. Other than that, sir, by 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock, I have lunch and then I sleep for 1.5 hours. And after waking up, then again I go to tuitions. And after coming back, I go for cycling with my friends. And after coming back, I have a few snacks in evening with my family, and we interact with each other. And then I go for study. And after having dinner, then I again prepare my diary and go to bed.
Okay. Now your dad is in the army. He must be posted out. Your mother and your two brothers must be staying at home. Anybody else staying at home?
Yes, sir. We have 2 people on rent.
No, on rent, that is different. But you're the eldest son, and
Yes,
I
sir.
don't find you helping the family in any way other than solving your younger brother's educational problems. I think there is something amiss which a normal Indian family, the eldest son is expected to do.
So basically, I'm giving the outlook of my basic day, which I've gone through. Other than that, sir, if any kind of problem arises in our family, like going to get the vegetables, kirana ka saman, or any kind of other things like bank, or getting the money from ATM, taking my mother to hospital or market, then I do that randomly if any kind of work arises. It's not a daily work, but definitely when it comes, I take the responsibility.
Who does the cleaning, everything in your house, keeping your clothes together, washing, ironing, all those household chores are very important. And eldest son, daughter, eldest son, everybody has to help their mother, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Mother can't do everything.
Of course, sir.
Huh?
Of course, sir. She
But I
can't do
don't find
everything.
you doing that at all. None of those things you are helping your mother out, especially when your father is not there.
Sir, all of these things are included in my daily routine. Like when I go to bath or such things, I put my clothes in washing machine. And as I am one who take bath last in my home, so I have to swing the machine to wash the clothes. And once I'm out of the bathroom, so I have to make them for drying. And then I take the bucket to the terrace so that my mother could clip them up. Okay. And apart from that, sir, in evening, on Sundays, basically, if I have free time, then I iron my clothes and my brother's clothes, of course.
Okay. Your hobbies is gardening and traveling. Also weapons, geopolitics and all that. So geopolitics, you have mentioned, you read to get into the picture of understanding things. When do you do gardening and traveling?
Sir, basically,
It appears in any of your schedule.
yes, sir. So gardening is something which we don't do on daily basis. Like whenever my father comes on holiday, or although he could not come on holiday, but the season has arisen, so I dug out the mud in the garden and I plant all the seeds which are required to do. And on like 3 to 4 days afterwards, and on weekly basis, I water all the plants and I take care if any kind of insects are upon them, then I spray the insecticide, which as my father has assigned me. Apart from that, sir, when it comes to traveling, I don't do travel quite often, but I'm quite much attracted to traveling. Although I'm just 18 and I'm studying in class 12, so my parents won't allow me. And also, our financial conditions won't allow me to go far beyond uh, a lot of places. But in the recent times, in last month and last year, I visited to Shimla twice, and I've also visited to Haridwar and Rishikesh.
Okay. Which are these plants which require watering only once a week?
Sir, in winters, basically they don't require water. Like if I water now, then for next 14 days, they won't require watering again. And sir,
Which are
in
these
summers,
plants? Which are these plants? Can you
sir,
name any
basically,
of those plants requiring water after 14 days? Well, as per me, plants require watering throughout the year, 365 days.
sir, water they definitely require on daily basis, but they can extract from land. But I need to water that land on weekly basis, because if I will overwater that area, then it will become messy and the moss grows up there. And if the moss grows up there, then water retention level of that mud decreases.
What type of plants you have put in your garden?
Sir, in vegetables, I have put up methi, coriander, and that spinach. And in terms of flowers, I have put up dahlia, marigold, ice plant, and cinerea, and dog flower. And in other vegetables, brinjal and that chili, we are also growing, but in very small scale.
Okay. Now, Ashutosh, you're one of your hobbies, you have said traveling, and you're traveling alone. Okay?
No, sir.
Suppose I'm just telling you,
All right, sir.
traveling alone,
All right.
and find few of the rowdies in your bogie, they are troubling a girl. What will you do?
So I will confront them that they should not do. And because of them, the tourism level is also decreasing. I will seek help from others to not let that happen at any cost.
So, the general public, wherever there is a brawl or fighting, they don't interfere. They just watch from a distance. Maximum, they'll take a video.
No,
So
sir.
nobody's helping you. And those chaps, one of the chap gives you a punch on your face. He says, get lost, get to one side. Is she your sister?
Sir, if he punches me, then I guess I'll be able to confront him very much. And I have learned
I'm not
self-defense
asking what
techniques.
you will be able to do. I want to know what will you do.
Sir, basically, public will definitely interfere because these days when they see someone like irritating a girl, they definitely beat that guy quite well. So definitely, I will encourage them what the hell they are creating as
But
a
the
society.
public also says that what have you got to do? You get lost, go and sleep quietly.
Then, sir, definitely I will have to confront myself.
I'm again asking you what you have to do. Nobody's asking you. I am asking you, what will you do?
I will confront them, sir, straight away.
Confront means what? He has given you a punch. Now what will you do?
He has given me a punch.
On your face.
Okay, then I will give another punch. And if that bogey has some RPF officer, I will call them.
If there are?
RPF officer, sir.
There's no RPF officer. And they have started bashing you, 2-3 of them.
Then, sir, definitely someone will interfere as I can defend myself.
Don't depend on others. Nobody's interfering. Everybody's gone off to sleep quietly.
And no issue, sir. I will defend myself.
Huh?
And that girl. Then what? I can defend myself.
How?
I will defend.
They're hitting you, 3 of them.
Then I will hit back.
Okay, good. Right. Your dad comes back on leave one of these days, and after your exam, he says, Ashutosh, let's give a party to all our friends and family members who are in Ambala. He asks you, there'll be about 50 people. He gives you the list of people, and he asks you, what all planning will you do? How much money do you want? What all resources you want? And thereafter, explain me the plan and how exactly will you carry out this party?
All right, sir. The first step will be to inform all of them to be present at the party. And sir, then the almost rough round of figure would be around 20,000 because last time when we conducted, it was the same figure. And then we need to meet the tent house so that we can create a small sort of venue in front of our house. There is an open space, and we will call. We can talk to them and give them time and location where they can set it up, and talk to them and come up to the possible money whatever they require, and then they can tell me the whatever all sorts of things they will need. And apart from that, sir, on the sweet shop, I will have to order at least 7 kgs of jalebi and 3 kgs of gulab jamun for everyone, and of course 60 to 65 samosas or patties, whatever will work out. And for the lunch purpose, I will contact that the person who is in charge of that tent house, so that who they are going to call for making up the lunch, and I can discuss whatever all sort of dish they are going to make and what sort of ingredient they will be requiring. After noting it down, then I can go to Mandi with my father and bring every sorts of vegetable which will be required over there. And after planning and getting all sorts of things patched up at one place, then we can proceed further.
How will you actually go about organizing the party?
Sir, once the information is sent to all the people who are supposed to come and things are arranged, then we can definitely go ahead with the party.
And what all will happen, the conduct of the party, what will happen in the party?
So basically, all of them will come, we will enjoy, have music, and maybe we can interact with each other. And later on, we will have a small sorts of snacks while interacting and have a lunch, and then we can call it a day.
Okay, good. It's been nice talking to you, Ashutosh. I've asked you a lot of questions. Do you have any question to ask me?
No, sir, no question as such.
Okay, thank you. That's all, sir. I have finished.
Comments from who is the first person? I think Daksh. Let's have your views first. Daksh, let's have your views. Hello. Daksh, can you hear me?
Daksh.
Yeah. Okay, Akash, let's have your views first. Akash. Yeah. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Sir, I felt like his interview went pretty well, other than the fact that he could be a bit, he didn't sound that convincing when it came to why he chose Navy over Air Force or the Army. And other than the fact that he didn't mention when the sir asked about team sport, he didn't mention about cricket. Other than that, sir, I felt his interview went pretty well.
Okay, now who is Ankit? Let's have from you. I think you are the new participant in the system. Let's have
Yes,
your views.
sir. I think his interview was good and he did his best, I think. And next thing which I will mention is that somewhere at some point he lacks clarity to justify himself. Like why I will and justify, because these things, you have to justify. So this thing he has to focus, and he did his best, I think.
Okay. Who is left? I think anyone left over? Daksh, is he there?
Naveen and Dakshal.
Naveen, come in.
Yes, sir. Sir, I think Ashutosh has given a good interview. I felt he lacks some of things. I think he lacks a bit in language. He could have used some better words, or he kept repeating the word basically many times in his interview.
Like what? Which
Sir,
one?
he kept repeating the word basically many times before starting some answers, and he said that he write in his diary about the next day. So he could have mentioned about to do, not diary. Diary is a different thing.
Okay.
Sir, I think he should gather some more knowledge about gardening. Like he told that he waters the plant in 14 days in winters. Sir, I think the plants need water every day, even in winters also. Whether they are vegetables or flowers, they need water every day, even in winters. So he stuck in the situation which the sir has given him in about the train and the girl who was getting harassed by the unsocial events. And sir, somehow he lacks some of organizing ability. He and so last thing I noticed that he should spend some more time with family. He should help her mother more. He is an elder son. He should be more responsible towards his family.
Now let's have Daksh. Daksh, are you there?
Daksh, I think
He's not there.
he might be away from.
Let's have Nikhil. Let's have your views.
In my opinion, coming up with positive and negative. First, negative that he is very not clear about his hobby and interest. Then his organizing ability is not that good. Attention span is quite low. I mean, it's average, I'll say. Then sometime he was not able to justify his answer and his answers were incomplete. Uh, I bet his reasoning ability is not adequate. Then, I mean, that goes again, gardening knowledge is low. I find him that he is a sports person, physically fit. He has courage and confidence and communication skill is great. And so far, he is a student, and that has been he has done best. He is a good student. So.
Okay. Okay. Now, as far as I'm concerned,
One more I forget. Sir. I mean, he has good knowledge of Ambala, but one thing he mentioned, I think he shouldn't biases toward teachers, and his friend circle is quite limited, as he told us. Sir.
yeah. Okay. Now let's have let's starting with the very first person that he talked about Ambala. Ambala was he was confident about it. He did try to talk about Ambala quite a bit details what was there. He could have talked about skill more, but I think it's quite adequate to talk about Ambala himself. So now next of the vehicles, So the very first question that was.
Sir, your voice is bit breaking, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as far as his first question on Ambala was concerned, he answered it quite well. Then he comes, why Navy? That was the time he could have been more judicious. He did get the reasons that he.
Sir, voice is breaking, sir.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Abhi sahi hai, sir. Abhi sahi.
Okay, I think that probably that's that. Okay, so now he talked Navy, and he thought he was by two things: one YouTube video, and secondly was with the uniform that he was there, and third was one officer came in.
Still so, sir. Voice is voice.
There's something wrong with the voice audio.
Okay, I think it's can
So
you
if there is any microphone or headphone, agar aap use kar paye.
just can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Sir. Yes,
Yeah?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I think that's that was the probably. Okay, if you can hear me now, I think that's right and proper. Can you hear me now? Yes or no? Right.
Yes, sir.
So now, so the second, so first, the why he did he join Navy? He did that three reasons: looking at YouTube, look at the uniform, and thirdly, one naval officer came, and that's the reason he had tried to join Navy. And the logic that he gave it, he could have been more judicious in giving out the logic. Why did he join? Right? Because he could have been more. Probably he wanted to explore sea. He was more impressed by sea. He wanted to see foreign land and other aspects. He could have talked about it. There was no, so he had to be more logical. Ashutosh. Okay. First and foremost. Second thing, he is well attired for interview. So one thing great about him, he is well attired for his interview, and he's put on a tie and looking smart. And he's lean, thin, and lanky, and probably he was probably even Kadam used to the earlier days. So that's smart. That's happiness. Okay. Diving deep. He had the tendency of using the words, which that shows some showing attitude. He wants to show off. The word that he was diving deep into Navy, he also enthusiast. I'm a military enthusiast. So that one thing, he talks about weapon, he talks about military enthusiast and other things around that. That shows probably a bit of motivation to join services. That is what it is indicator of. Okay. Next. So that's then he talked about Ines Shivaji was the only thing. Then he talked infrastructure. He was very interested in infrastructure. Again, there and he is illogical to that extent. He's not an infrastructure. He wants he couldn't afford to justify what infrastructure was he really interested in. Right? He talked to him for infrastructure and then went from there. So that's the point which gets nullified. He's not only looking at the infrastructure based on many other things. Why didn't you become an engineer then? He said, no, I'm not interested in making a thing, but I'm looking at what infrastructure has been created. So then he's basically a thinker. He wants to be. So there's a tendency to be blissful. There's a tendency to imaginative, a dreamer. So basically, he becomes a dreamer to that extent. So that is what is that looks now. Analyzing and looking deep into that he talks about. Next, he talks about the friends and close friends. He was unable to justify because he could talk about only Yadav as one of the friends which are there from today, and then he did talk. He has got few friends, but the reason why they are good friends, he couldn't afford to justify. He said only they were together, and that's the reason why. Why were they friends? How did it help them to become born together? He couldn't afford to come back. Secondly, he has done reasonably well in his studies, so that certainly indicates he's got higher intelligence. He is able to sustain his performance in academics. He scored 100% in science, and he comes back. He does not like physics, and if he's going physics, chemistry, maths, and if he has to score well, probably he has to go also like physics. When he talks about infrastructure and other aspects, and he's interested in infrastructure, he cannot do by chemistry by itself. And mathematics itself is not going to help him now there. Okay. Then he says, the very first CIQ that he was asked on, he forgets and he says, can you repeat? Okay. And secondly, he also talked about I anticipated. In the very first question, I anticipated this question. That's why I'm coming back. That is the word. So you can't afford to doing that. That is known. That you are trying to certain amount of what was that arrogance. Arrogance comes into play. You want to show off. That has to end. Okay. Science and math skills. You talk about you repeat. He said what you couldn't afford to talk about what except for games you talked about. He didn't talk anything more than that. No sports, team games you have never played. And when he talked, he tried to dwell upon it that why don't you, what are the other team games you play around the, you just say at a local level you play? Well, and you talked about sprint. So that means what we are looking on for the team man. So if you look on going team man, it is not individual that you may be an excellent performer, but it is of no use to us. It is the team which wins, not the individual. So okay. And then science and math skills, you talk about science and math skills. So all your performing which are there, they are individual oriented. At no place you gave me inkling, at least I could understand that Kankani will tell you, where you are a team man, where you can get along the team. Nowhere. Neither you could afford to talk about friends, nor you talk about games where you could afford to okay. Then you talk about explosive strategy, explosive strength with difference between sprint and hurry. You try to explain it by to some extent, but it is not only the explosive strength that you strides are the main important between the sprint and stride that you take in sprint and stride that you take in and the muscle. Since you are talking about it, you should be able to only, you can that's one of the no team. I have already said no, you have not talked about any team game. Then you talked arms in holidays, and you talked about holidays. You would that you talked about your traveling. You have traveled only with your parents for limited tastes. Hobbies you picked up with the traveling, which you couldn't justify. Gardening, you were way behind what was expected. You couldn't afford to talk about the plants. Dahlia is not a place. Dahlia and plants and all, but you talk, you just could name it. Okay, so that is what you have. You have got a what you that. You don't have detail, no. You have what called ocean, open to experience. You should have really gone about it. That you should look at the nature, look at the system around it, and you should have been able to enrich what goodness you have got. He has not asked you about it because you are a loner. You don't go around with the people in and around. He has not even asked for he left it. I think he purposely has left it about how do you interact with the people in and around you. Even the way you talked about how you have interacted with your parents, you only talk about you are totally on self. Probably your father has put that remain, you do well in the studies, just only will look after. Probably maybe the reason. I do not know. Nobody to give me the inkling that you are very well attached to your parents. Nobody told me anything you attached to the mother around that. Not except for 2 hours of teaching that you are giving to your brother. You couldn't afford to come up with anything more than that. At least it is not evident. Obviously, then we talk about winter plants. Once in 14 days, that any case goes away from it. Then you certainly doubt in courage. You couldn't afford to handle simple situation. If a girl is harassed about it, what would you do? He had to prompt you at least 3 times to tell you what. I will. What does it mean? You have got the intention of doing it, but you will not be. It is not definiteness of purpose is not there. Will, should, could, would. That is, I will do that. He's telling you many times what you did. That is more important than what will you do it. And what you gave up, you got RPF officer. Again, he talks about there is nothing but officer. It's not England. There traffic police is called an officer. Here, So it's not RPF also. He and admit but he told you also, which also he talked about RPF also. Again, a party. Could you try today? How, on what basis did you come back to 9 kg of jalebi and 3 kg of rasgulla will be sufficient? What was the logic? Is there any logic?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What was the logic?
So basically, in every party we conduct, people usually
party,
have.
That depends upon the strength and the how many rasgulla per head would you take it? You have to plan it accordingly. That you should have told, but logical law. It is not that you have taken 5 kg will be sufficient. You did talk about 9 kg of jalebi and 3 kg of rasgulla, which is only sufficient on that. After that, you also have gulab jamun and mandi purchase something. You're just, you're peripheral. You're going in and around, beating around the bush. You have to be specific. So organizing, because since you are participation in all team activities, cultural activity involved with home and all things remains sustainable around there. Okay. There's something you have got fair knowledge, you can do well, provided you understand yourself, and if you can afford to talk. It simply look to me, you are individualistic, you depend upon your own performance. We talked about social adaptability. Nobody couldn't afford to come out. Cooperation, you couldn't afford to come out. You couldn't afford to come out. A bit of you later on prodding. You came back, yes, I go to bank, I do something on prodding, came back from the system. Some extra thing, nothing come on. You are just trying to show I'm a knowledgeable man. That's all. It's the showy business which is important, which is going to be very damaging to you. Once you have got enough capability, you can work on your own strength, provided you understand yourself. I'll hand over to Colonel Kadam for his own for his summing up. Right, sir?
Right, sir. Ashutosh, just think of it, how lucky you are in your life. You are a son of a Havaldar, an army, in the Indian army that too. Staying in a city like Ambala, Kant, with all the Air Force base and all the things about the Indian Defense Forces. Ambala is one of the leading cities in our country. You have got all the, you had a stable life staying in Ambala, studying from your 8th onwards or 7th onwards.
2015 onwards.
Same school. What else do you want? A permanent house, no, shifting school, shifting house every second year like any other army NCO or army personnel or anybody. Okay, so you have to show those qualities, how best you have made use of this. You could not tell me what army lacks, that's why you have gone on to the Navy, though Air Force attracted you. There is no logic anywhere in this thing. Tell me, in the railway station, in a railway train, for emergency, what is provided? In every train, every bogie has at least 10 of them. What is it provided? What are you supposed to be doing? The most logical and initial thing. Any emergency, you should pull the chain first. I am telling you the public as it is, at least I don't know what is your experience. My experience is in Bombay or anywhere, these days the public does not come and get into any dangerous situation. Hatapai karne se, they avoid. Maximum somebody is there, Bombay, you find so many times it has come in the papers, the lookers were taking only videos. They were not helping the girl. Chalo, you don't want to listen to me, you don't believe what I am saying, and you have got your own experience. I don't know how much you have traveled in trains to realize others are going to come to help a girl or to you, and you don't want to listen to me. Then you want to go and call the security personnel, the railway personnel, and where the chain is there, you don't want to pull it. Even if yes, you said I'll confront them, I confront them But what you will do, you never came out with that. Okay, that shows lack of thinking. You must think, you must pay concentrate and attention to what I'm asking, what all. There is an aim for every question that you ask. Right from Ambala Cant, you answered so well. I thought you are the person, sure
Who will
shot.
walk across? Who will walk
But you
across?
just went negative after that. Ambala Cant is the only thing you logically told me about the geography, history, industry, economy, everything you told me. But you negated all that and went below par because there's no logic after that anywhere. You're not remembering what is being asked. You have to concentrate and answer the question. Okay. Now, other very important point is your PIQ should match what you say. Otherwise, well, one of the things we are seeing in any candidate is he may be a dud, 70%, 80% mark. He should be truthful. In the armed forces, we want a truthful, right from the lowest level to the highest. Truthfulness is most important and it is valued much more than anything else, especially during recruitment. When you are going through SSB, that is required. So straight away, I know PIQ, you have just put anything, you don't know anything about what you have written also, you didn't know.
He wanted to show off, sir. He just wanted to show off all those ideas of this, every word he used it.
Yeah.
You didn't, he talked about running long distance. How many times did he participate? Please? How many times did he participate? Not even once. Without pressure did he travel? Nothing. And he has gone on the going to cinema twice, then he would know it is a hobby.
We want you to be of your age. Don't try to get into geopolitics and all. I purposely didn't get into it to put you more into trouble. Okay. So geopolitics, you should be of your age. Just what is, if you read your newspapers daily, you'll understand what you should talk, what you should not. But the moment you start using these high words, geopolitics, all that, I know what it is related to rest of your interview also. Okay. So you must, an organization, as everybody has pointed out, you must think logically, everything, right? Decide any party which your dad must have organized, or anybody in your school, or anything to be organized, whether any gathering is involved. You should be able to think what all they must have done initially, what all they must have thought, what all they must have tied up, how exactly party. Even if you have 4 in your family, some relations, somebody, you can give them certain responsibilities, welcoming the guests, offering them water, soft drink, anything. Then thereafter snacks as well. Everything, the conduct of party is also important. As important is putting the shamana. Shamana is a very small part of it. You need not have that tent wala shamana also, and still you can have a very good party. Okay. So whatever organization, you must give a thought to it. Small things. Courage situation will always get one. You have to be logical. Yes, you're not expecting 3 chaps are hitting. I'm not expecting you to fight with those 3 chaps. What I'm expecting is to resist, and they cannot pull you down so much as to you can't go and pull the chain. Or when you are engaged, you tell the girl, go and pull the chain. What are you looking at this side? Okay. So you should be able to take the help at least of the girl. Others may not help you. That's okay. That happens everywhere. But definitely girl is on your side, isn't it? Then she comes to know you have come to help her. Okay. So you have to be logical and your age as per the situation, everything. And ensure that your PIQ matches what you say throughout. You must remember all that you have written, whether true or false. Right? Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Good. All the best. I'm sure if you pay attention to all the points that Colonel Prasad has told, and others, your colleagues, all those other aspirants, I'm sure you will make it. You have that confidence, but it lacks a lot of things which you must.
Ashutosh, overconfident is as bad as underconfident. Let me just tell you very simple. You seemed overconfident without the requisite base for it. That's the end of it. You wanted to show off. You wanted, I'm good at studies. I'm the best person available. That the arrogance that you have got, that must get out. Remain simple. You have got enough credential as far as academic concern that it speaks for itself. But you have to match it with the other areas. And all of the areas you're falsified. You couldn't talk about gardening, you couldn't talk about any other thing around. You just wanted to show off this and there, including the quizzes that you talked about it. What quiz you have got only? Quiz you have participated at only at the assembly. That is not the quiz master. You have to would have participated somewhere. You have to have the matching performance to talk about it. It should speak for itself. That's all. Okay. Any question?
Actually, I just told him, excuse me, Ashutosh. I told him about that his PIQ. I cross-checked it because that Sivanjay, he was no, मतलब बहुत खराब PIQ वो लिखा था. I cross-checked his PIQ and I confronted him about his hobby and interest. And he was so much confident. I thought, I mean, it will be better to hear from, I mean, sir, so that he can get the idea that, I mean, what is hobby and interest and how much you should know.
Yeah,
Over to you, Ashutosh.
Any question, Ashutosh?
No, sir. I have only one question.
Yeah.
Sir, as such, I have not played team sports into some school level or district level, but
you
I've
don't
only
have to play at district. You may be playing at the class level, house level. When inter-class tournaments are there, it is not necessary you have to go to international level. स्कूल में कंपटीशन होता है ना, या क्लास में 6 से लेके अभी यूज्ड टू बी every time you used to class to class you used to be organized available. We used to have colony versus colony. Where are you talking about it? It is not necessary you become international player. He is not looking around for the you become a national international player. And knowing that you're the single man, you have never talked about that group. You have to talk about the team. In yourself, you're interested. That's all. That's the indication. Am I right, sir?
Definitely, sir.
Yes. Any other question?
No, sir. No more questions.
You have got enough capability. You just have to improve. Take control of yourself. Don't become overconfident. Match your performance. You have to open the. I called it ocean, open to experience. That is the O for OC for conscientiousness. You didn't even show conscientiousness about what the family, the way you interact with the people in and around. E for extrovert. You remain introvert. The number of people that's the tendency to be introvert. A for agreement, that is for relatedness. N for neuroticism. That's where it comes. And then when you look at it on there, there's something called autonomy, competence, and relatedness. This is how, and plus over the motivation and the insight. And finally, the performance. Performance is one-sided affair. You join IIT, become around the given performance, you look at 88%. Do you think it's great? Certainly not. You maybe think that you have got 88% in class 10th is the same. Certainly not. It's the 10th people will walk across. You've got misplaced idea about yourself that you are the best of the person available. Misplaced ideas. Today, no person today in Delhi University, you can't get admission until 99.999. That is the level they're going. Only because your father has told you wrong that you are the best person available, you think I'm the best person available. In your own school, you would not, with 88%, you won't have at least plus 10. If the school is good. 10 CGPA is the normal phenomena. No one would have told you this, but I would like you to understand that you have to come back to, you remain, put your foot on the ground. You are good, you can manage, you want to read well, but just yourself, what is the way to concentrate, where not to concentrate? Information in the world is enough. You must know where to concentrate. I must tell you, there is something called mental energy. Mental energy is limited. And that mentality cannot be dissipated. If I consider 10 subjects around there, where to concentrate? From where do I get the energy? There's limited energy, and limited energy will have to be focused to the direction you want to be. Have you understood my point?
Yes, sir.
Please do that. Don't try and show this. It's not the show business. It has to physical good man personality that is encouraged. It's the body personality, the way we feel, think, act, and behave. By scoring 88 or 90% done, it makes me a good man. Okay. Anything else, sir?
That's all, sir. Thank you.
I think that's so we must thank all. Nice interacting. Take control of yourself and wish you all the best. Right?
Thank you,
If
sir.
you've got
Thank you, Madam
if
sir.
you've got anyone have got any question to ask around there, my number is already available to all of you, 9007-224-278. If anyone, anything at any time, you can always contact me for any help. Okay. Nice interacting. Best of luck. Thanks again, Kalan Kadam. It's
Right, sir. Thank you. Best of luck, Ashutosh.
Thank you, sir.